Good evening. I'm the Maven of the Eventide. Welcome back to Vampire Playthroughs, where we
My
are.
topo's flat.
Oh my god!
Sorry.
Where we are playing Drăculești.
Oh, this is an old topo. Let me get.
Oh my god!
I have two topos. Sorry. Go ahead. Yeah, this is much better.
Trying to run a professional channel here.
Well, you can, but then you invited me, and that went right out the window.
You've been doing this with me for years.
Yeah, and have you learned your lesson? No.
Are you saying I should kick you off my channel?
No.
Are you saying you don't want to be here with me? You want to be here? You want to play vampire games with me?
Play vampire games.
You want to play vampire video games? Okay. We are playing Drăculești, a vampire dating game, which after we played it last time and we were like, is this even actually a vampire dating sim game? Yes,
well, vampire,
it is.
yes. Dating,
Yeah, this is just the demo, so we kind of got bits of it, but there are 4 romanceable options. And what the demo is doing is it's introducing us to the 4 romanceable options. So we've met 3 of them so far, one of which being Dracula, as you can see from this lovely art here, one of which being a ghost that we met in our mirror who helped us shave. We being Renfield, the lovely young man you see in this picture. And the other romanceable option being Sez, who is Dracula's middle wife.
I don't remember any of these people.
I
remember them in...
The 4th option we haven't met yet.
Okay.
So we played for about an hour last time, which is how long we usually run, and then we stopped the game thinking there was a lot more to go. But if there's not, what we're going to do is get to the end of this demo and then go back to the beginning and try some of the options we didn't try before, just to, fill up our hour this time and see what there is to see.
Mm-hmm. In Drăculești, we'll see what we can see. You see. Oh, auto. What's Q?
Auto save, I guess.
9, 10:02.
This looks where
10,
we were.
20. Yeah, I could have sworn we saved.
This is where we were, I think, because we were in this hallway area, so this looks correct to me. You yawning already?
It's been a rough day.
We just started.
What do you mean just started? It's like evening.
It's a good evening.
Yeah. Is it?
It is. Well, it's about to be. Because we're going to romance Dracula. And if you can't tell, Dracula is my choice of romanceable option.
Who'd have thought?
But as the other options are a different vampire, Sez, who is one of Dracula's brides, or a ghost, I'm also interested in those. The 4th option, I believe, is a human, so I don't think I'm going to be interested in him, but we haven't met him yet, so let's see. Let's see. Despite what I told him, I'd like to take a look around the house before I return upstairs. If you recall, we were just outside seeing all the sort of village folk that come to visit Dracula because apparently he's known as like a miracle cure worker. I don't know if they know he's a vampire. Apparently I know he's a vampire because I'm like, he's peddling miracle cures in exchange for drinking their blood. That's unethical. And I was all snippy about it. But he did heal, he invited this sick girl and her brother into the castle, and Sez gave her some medicine, and she did start to get better, but they're in here somewhere too, the sick girl and her brother are in here, so I'm going to look around the castle, I guess.
At least that's what Sez says.
I got a lot done yesterday avoiding the family, so there's not much time pressure, and avoiding the family meant I saw barely any of the house. There's time for a couple of tasks. So yeah, we did skip a bunch of the game in this demo, apparently.
Do we?
Whatever I got done yesterday, which I suppose would be my lawyer work that I came here to do.
Mm-hmm. Do your duties.
Besides, if I'm destined for another encounter with the ghost, I ought to find somewhere to study the basics of billiards. Oh, that's right. I did plan a date with the ghost to play billiards. So I don't know if this means I'm on the track to romance the ghost instead of Dracula at this rate, or what.
Are you just playing the field?
Wouldn't want to get caught out by a dead man. Look for somewhere to brush up on the billiards, look for other outdoor areas, look around the ground floor, look for where they took the Englishman. I'm kind of curious about the Englishman.
Oh, so we have two places we can go. So we can only do half of these.
I want to look for where they took the Englishman in his
So if you don't want to get
sister.
too good at billiards, you want them to win. It's like, oh, you got me.
I creep around the ground floor, confident they won't have taken them deeper into the building. I don't know why I'm confident about that. The halls are quiet, except for the usual creaks and shifts of a place this age. At last I pass a room with someone inside. I'd expected it to be the girl and her brother, but it's just the girl.
This was the sick one, right?
Mm-hmm. She's out cold on the bed. Someone's tucked her in and given her a wet cloth for her fever. Where's her brother, though? Passing the kitchen, I hear Dracula's voice.
Frustrating that it's short-dated. Who was Nico?
I think Nico was the supplier, the big burly lady supplier that was with the kind of ditzy bride, the young bride.
I don't remember.
You don't? I do. I think you did her voice.
Oh.
She looked like a man. I think you were giving her a man's voice, but it turned out she was a woman.
We took what we could get. And the suppliers? I'm Swedish.
Do you remember her now?
Nope.
Hello again.
Master Enfield.
He says my name in bold. I'm so touched.
Master Enfield. Here, I thought you'd gone to your room.
Had a chance to relax yet? Nico, was it? She outright flinches.
Nicoletta? Miss Popescu to you.
My apologies, Miss Popskew.
Do you want anything in particular from the kitchen?
No, I was just looking for that Englishman and thought you might know where he went. They look at
He
each
was
other.
delicious. Enjoying the prince's hospitality? Yes, he's being entertained by the brides.
All of them?
I mean to say, I'm not sure which.
Of your brides? Miss Popskew's lips narrow.
Is there a problem?
No.
Do not yuck his yummies.
I'll leave you both to it.
Thank you. Get out. She doesn't mean that.
She meant that. And so I make my exit. That was weird. They resume talking as I walk away.
Short dates are such a nuisance. Now we have no choice but to use the lesser card tonight and the other later. What was I supposed to do? Bring us something edible. Nicoletta, Nico, my cousin, let's go bowling. I give you the protection, but I can take it away whenever I like. Everything else, too. What if I take the food you are ungrateful for and your lawyer and drive? What will happen then? I don't know, but neither of us will like it. Nor will Theodora.
There's a moment of silence. Then Miss Popescu pushes me into the wall of the corridor as she strides by.
Was it something I said?
I take a moment to recover, rubbing the shoulder she hit. My, she's a lot of woman. From the corner of my eye, I see Dracula lean out of the kitchen door and leer at her back.
I love to watch her walk away.
Then he's gone.
I'll file that one away for later.
I'm gonna look around the ground floor. There are so many rooms around the base of the castle alone. Kitchen. Ooh, chandelier. A portrait gallery. The kitchen. A chapel. Ooh, creepy stairs. It's not quite level. Sometimes the ground floor is cut into the rock or steps upward. Have I gone up or down from where I started? Uh-oh. Before I know it, I've stumbled into what's clearly a subterranean era.
Watch out for the glue.
It's dark. This room isn't wired. Medieval sconces flicker on the walls. There's a low, eerie tone as a breeze filters through. Here, you gotta be the low, eerie tone. Checking around to find out where I've found myself, I lay hands on the cool stone edge of a coffin.
Dun dun.
My eyes adjust to the lack of light. This is a crypt. There's a faint,
ooh, as in surprised and alarmed.
There's a faint moan from the opposite side of the wall.
That's where the brides are.
It could be the wind coursing through the network of basement chambers.
No.
There's a sticky, dry crackle around the edges, though, like the voice of someone on the verge of starvation.
I'm very uncomfortable. Ooh.
There it is again.
Yes, there. It's sticky and dry and crackly around the edges.
Oh my God. Moments later.
Coursing through your network of basement chambers.
Oh my God. I can't take you anywhere.
You don't. I'm up. We're in the office.
No, this is my lair.
Oh, right. Today it's the lair.
Tonight.
Normally it's my studio, but I see.
Tonight.
Tonight it's a lair.
Yes.
Far for it be to call you a lair.
Moments later, there's a noise halfway between an iron grate shaking on its supports and someone scratching a chalkboard.
Hoo.
Is someone there? I press myself to the brickwork.
Ooh.
That doesn't sound like nails on a chalkboard at all.
I'm not going to do nails on the chalkboard. Okay.
Something throws itself against the opposite side.
Officer Howie?
Shaken from my place, I bump into the figure behind me.
Pathetic.
They yank me out of the crypt and into the corridor. Gah!
Idiot.
You're Lena?
Elena, yes.
A bride.
Basement's dangerous.
What was it?
Bad construction. Screams of soggy wood made to bear heavy weight, and rats, probably bad rat problem.
Rats to that. Ha!
Get out of my castle. Shoo before Rat King gets you. That is where many rats form group body and multiply their rat rage.
She for real? It does sound bad.
Shoo.
Okay. She chases me from the corridor. She's the oldest bride, so maybe she's just a little bit...
A bit doolally.
The room I find myself in is familiar. It's close to the foyer. I head through to ensure I don't get lost again. I don't know what to make of Elena yet. Strange to think of her as a set with Theodorin says. Dracula certainly knows how to pick them. Maybe I'll be next. Wandering the halls in the vague direction of the tower, a breeze licks the lights through their bulbs.
What? I don't like that at all. Breeze licks the lights through their... What does that even mean?
Ah. One by one, some phantom's fingertips pinch them out. See, that would work for like candle flames, but not for light bulbs. Like
yeah, I don't... All right, whatever.
Until the last remaining source of light is a pale emanation through the nearest doorway. A familiar doorway. and I know who's on the other side. Ghost boyfriend time?
Oh my.
Sure enough, when I peer through, I see him. Wow.
At first I was afraid, I was petrified.
A long-limbed man lounging on the pool table, lips pursed in an impatient smile.
I've lost my pupils.
The bathroom ghost. Moaning Myrtle?
Nobody wants to play billiards with me.
He swings his legs over the edge as he turns to face me.
Evening.
Oh, come on. He's a romance option. Give him a sexy voice.
He's ghostly. Evening.
You weren't kidding about billiards. Gesturing at the cues, his smile takes on some warmth.
Ready to play?
He's the only thing on the felt. Where are the billiards? I'm glad you didn't say where are the balls. If I kept you waiting, you could have set the table.
Oh, I did, baby.
It's not like I know how.
Alas, I'm stricken with a tragic touch impairment.
Didn't seem like a problem last night.
See his eyebrow go up. There are brains and nerves inside of you for me to stimulate. A table has none of that. However I pose upon it, it will never pay me any mind.
To stress the point, he stretches himself out, drawing his trousers tight.
Is that a pool cue in your pocket?
I clear my throat and focus on the cues.
Yeah, he's throwing out cues, all right.
Yes, thank you for the reminder. You're a hallucination. I'm using it from Strauss and...
First. Poor drifter, lost in the desert, wondering if the oasis is nothing but a mirage.
Don't look at him. In the tower, I must have realized someone used to live there, and I started to imagine who he was, where he went. Now I'm having a conversation with myself to decide how worried I should be that I'll meet a similar fate.
Dismembered and stashed in a series of undignified hidey holes. Speaking of which, how did you think to check the mirror? Was it your own idea?
The cracks got my attention.
Jesus Christ. Why billiard now?
I glance at him by accident. It's a real... He winks at me. Man's game. I avert my eyes.
One last question. Am I who'd you dream of if you could dream of anyone?
Not if he keeps heckling me like this. Let's just play.
A question he couldn't answer.
At last he hops from the table, full of fresh energy. All right, preparing the game, think hard. What do we need? I fetch the rack from the wall to start with. Setting it on the mark, I scoop the balls from the pockets and add them to the triangle in a random order. The ghost laughs, hiding his mouth behind his hand for discretion, even though he's too loud to ignore.
Did you see through his hand anyway?
What?
That's not how it goes.
Oh?
Put a stripe in the lower corner, a solid in the other, and the 8 ball in the middle.
I follow his directions. Now I'm paying attention, checking the numbers and designs. I can't help but notice the 8 ball and the cue ball are lighter than the rest. Not quite hollow, but definitely not solid, full of something lower density than their resin exterior. Curious.
Since you've set the table, I'll have the first turn.
Isn't that convenient for him? I remove the rack and set it back on the wall. Everything is ready, except the second player. I thumb at the cue holder. Don't you need something?
Oh, but you're right there. Be a sport and,
If you're a ghost and not a hallucination, you can get your own cue, levitate it or something.
This is his house. I'm just living in it.
Living?
Poor choice of words. The point remains, everything here is Dracula's. Without his permission or an offer of his representative, I can't touch any of it.
Oh, look how sad he is. Convenient.
No, inconvenient. Beyond your wildest imaginations.
Oh. I lift a cue from the holder and offer it over to the table. The ghost accepts it with a bow of his head. According to him, he should be first. I take my own cue from the rack and turn it in my hands as he adjusts the placement of the cue ball. The ghost inhales, out of habit or a sense of showmanship. Crack! He shoots the middle of a wall of the triangle. The balls ricochet everywhere. The game is afoot. We alternate turns, sinking some shots, missing others. He's confident, taking aim at risky targets, almost pocketing some of my stripes. I'm methodical. I don't have the experience not to be. Though it's scary that 5 turns in, he's on 3 and I'm on 1.
How's the sale proceeding?
Pardon? I almost misfire. A ghost taking interest in the literal business of the living? It's a shockingly mundane question.
Makes the game tax deductible. The sale papers for Carfax.
Why?
Just making conversation.
He keeps steady.
I had a job once. Ordinary duties, ordinary concerns, ordinary physiology.
Sure. What were you? Someone's muse? A movie star?
A salesman.
Who knocked on the wrong door?
Didn't I ever?
What did you sell?
This and that.
He puts the cue behind his back and fires a trick shot at the 4 ball. It misses, but nudges a 6 closer to a corner pocket. Talking boards and planchettes, maybe?
Ah,
The family's black market black magic dealer? Not what I'd call ordinary.
there are stock takes, delivery, logistics, and taxes. All we like to retail. The product might be unusual, but selling it isn't.
So that planchette for the Ouija board I found in my room was what he was selling?
I guess so. That was a very astute observation, or just... Okay, well, whatever.
Okay.
Whatever, Rennie.
If Miss Popskew's anything to go by, all the castle suppliers are a bit off. He might not be your average peddler, but he fits his working environment. I sink a straight shot. What does Carfax matter? Someone's dead. You, if I take your word
This
for it.
way, if the car was ever in an accident, there's a record of it.
Should I be prioritizing paperwork over not dying? He barely glances at the 6 ball as he taps it to the last 3 inches into the pocket.
Doing your job and avoiding your death aren't mutually exclusive.
Takes a bit of focus, but I rebound the 11 ball from the wall on one side to the middle pocket on the other. Explain. 4 to 3, the gap is closing.
Dracula isn't planning on killing you. He didn't want to kill me either. If he has a usable piece, he prefers to have it in play, which means that while he believes you're his pawn...
I'm safe.
Fill out the forms, obey as many rules as possible, be an eager employee and a model house guest. Above all else...
His cue dabs the cue ball and sends it on a gentle roll across the width of the table.
Do not go to the West Wing.
It clicks against 14.
Mention me to him.
Look at his eyes now. 14 shivers on the edge, but it doesn't fall. This is the best opportunity I've had to press him for actual information. But why not? Except the intensity of the conversation has taken its toll. He's psyching me out. I try to move the ball away from his 14, but I clip it and sink it for him instead. Something about how I faltered troubles him too. He fumbles his own shot, but we're 5-3, his lead, so it matters less in his case.
Aren't you a lawyer? Don't you know how to press an argument?
Not a barrister. I've never been in real court. Bad faith mock trials in school where everyone but Johnny wanted me to lose. They didn't set an enticing precedent. Can I at least know what brought you to the castle? His elbow wobbles, but as his shot arcs off course, it bops a ball he wasn't aiming for into a side pocket. Lucky bastard.
A certain someone put in a request for a banned book. When Dracula found out, my fate was sealed. Sayers could have fallen on the sword for it, but...
A wistful look crosses his face.
Oh, never mind.
I try a trick shot and hit nothing but wall.
That book remains here. Worse for wear, but legible. Perhaps even useful to someone with the right skills. It might be a better guide to your salvation than I am.
He sneaks a 7th while I'm staring at him. I reach 4, the halfway mark, but he's ready for 8. His expression is dour. Don't tell me you're a sore winner.
Today, I think I might be.
Like the cue is an extension of his arm, he strikes an effortless victory, plunging the tip single-handedly into the cue ball at the 8 ball to the far pocket.
The wording here is just plunging the tip. No, that's not.
This is supposed to be a sexy game of pool. It's a dating game. Come on.
Is it? All right. I'm not saying. Oh, I guess I should say anything. The game's mine. I have plunged my cue ball into your pocket. Now let me just reach in there and grab it back out. The prize cannot be claimed.
I forget what I was going to get from him if I won the game. Information, I guess.
Thank you for playing.
The ghost's form loses solidity. The furniture and hangings are visible through him, the edges of his figure blurring into the air. What prize? Can't you take it yourself?
Not exactly proving you're loyally bona fides tonight. Someone who's legally dead can't own property.
I don't think that's
Goodbye, Renfield.
The mist he's comprised of shimmers and wavers.
It seems our alliance wasn't meant to be. But do pay a visit to the library. Do check that book. 'Cause I need your help more than I do. Why am I not disappearing? There I go, bye.
Caught by an imperceptible breeze, he dissipates. Oh, his cue thuds to the floor.
Plunged into darkness.
Farewell, ghost. Whether or not we meet again, I know when I've been written off. My throat feels like it's full of chewing gum, tight and sticky, unusable. I'm not worthless, but here in this place, I might be. Rather than mope, I collect his fallen cue and return both to the holder. Barely casting a backward glance, I exit the parlor in silence. Am I doomed? Was I always doomed?
Damned for all time?
I load in my room and watch the sky settle on its darkest shade of night, a black like the underside of thick Arctic sea ice. Theodora brings dinner, moussaka with additional vegetables on the side. It's perfect, moist, yet firm.
Yielding to the touch.
Half an hour later, Miss Popescu...
Greasy, oily, dribbles down my chin. Sorry, go ahead.
Miss Popescu arrives to collect the plate in return for a tea tray. Evening.
Staying put like you were told.
Of course. No sense being somewhere I'm not wanted. Think I'll write a letter to the office, get ready for bed, and pick a book from my trunk.
Stronger than you look to carry books around.
Excuse me? Huh, no, they're those soft chance editions.
Chance?
I don't know.
Oh.
Easiest way to buy English books in Germany, and they're light. She shakes her head dismally.
Enjoy your soft book.
Thank you.
Your soft, flaccid pages.
When you put it like that, it sounds a bit... She closes the door with a solid thunk. Silly. That's that then.
I'll be over here reading my erect-throbbing novel.
I drink the tea, a type of chamomile, and eat a shockingly dry square of millefeuille.
What's that?
Used to know.
Oh.
It's like a biscuit thing.
Well, whatever it is, it's dry.
Yeah. But shockingly dry. It's not supposed to be dry. No. I move the dishes to the far corner of the desk. I get out my writing set and try my hand at a letter to Jonathan. It should be the easiest thing in the world to do. Dear Jonathan. That's how these things start.
It's a puff pastry.
Dear Jonathan.
It translates to 1,000 leaves or
Well, that's
1,000
what
layers.
Mille means 1,000.
Oh, it's like a tiramisu without the Kahlua.
It's like a phyllo dough. It reminds me of baklava, but without all the drippy, gooey honey. Just like dry. You know how you just put layer and layer and layer and layer.
Gotcha.
Dear Jonathan, the practical, never wrong way to write him. Not, my dearest Jonathan. Nobody should have their boss as their dearest. Not, dear Johnny. We aren't normal school friends either.
Please, oh please, come home.
It has to be, dear Jonathan. But I want to call him my dearest or Johnny.
Oh God, get on with it,
One or
Renfield.
the other of those. Not, dear Jonathan.
Just say like, hey.
I'm so sick of dear Jonathan.
Hi, John.
Defeated by a blank piece of paper, I resign myself to reading a book instead.
Good Lord.
Latest Jeeves collection, fresh from the station bookstore. Warm story for chilly Transylvania. As I turn from the desk to reach for my suitcase, there's a shape that shouldn't be there.
Very
My hand
Medusa-esque.
clutches protectively to my throat. The monster from the first night shifts and crackles, cross-legged on the covers, and he adjusts his posture. His legs leave soot marks on the pale linen. Okay, we don't know anything about this monster. And
Apparently we ran into it the first night?
I guess so, yeah, since we didn't get to play the first night.
It's a big soot sprite.
This is a vivid delusion, just a delusion, that's all. The castle has scared the wits out of me. Get out. You're not real. Like carbon refining to diamond, the blurry dark mass of his jaw sharpens into bright white teeth.
Not real, says who?
He unfolds his legs, wiping soot everywhere, and springs to his bird-like toes, all of 7 feet tall, looming. Dracula! Dracula said so! The monster prowls closer until he's near enough to make my chest tighten and my throat catch, remembering our last encounter. I grope across the desk for something sharp. Not that I need it. This is a delusion. The fountain pen is all I've got. Already sweaty hand. No sooner have I raised it than catches the butt of the pen. It slides from my treacherously slick palm.
Sick.
He twirls it between his fingers right in my face.
What else has Dracula said?
Oh, come on.
But he's so happy. Look at that big grin.
And the monster's voice is a smoky rumble, like an approaching train.
Chugga, chugga, chugga.
Not to go downstairs tonight.
Gonna listen to him, rebel boy.
Oh my god. We watch each other
I
intently.
sound like a train. Jojo.
This one sounds more fun. Now let's go see what he's up to. The monster rumbles louder. He laughs. Then turning quick on the tips of his claws, he slinks to the door.
Try to keep pace.
He's on the stairs before I'm out of my chair, and the bus has still got my pen. Stumbling in pursuit, I follow the glint of the pen cap as his body fades to the darkness.
'Cause my name is Oogie Boogie.
He waits near the bend
nowhere.
for me to follow. When he sees me come through the door, he starts to spiral leisurely down.
Oh, he's depressed.
With those long legs, he's much faster than I am, even at his slow pace. In the corridor, he stalls at the opposite end before disappearing. We're headed to the heart of the house. The level below is quiet. That isn't unusual per se. The upper floors were quiet too. What troubles me is the fact it's late enough the party should have started. The party I'm not invited to. Dracula's folk dance, cult ceremony, bacchanal, wine tasting, whatever should generate some sort of noise, surely. Not voices, music, or stomping feet and slamming doors. Near a window that faces the courtyard, the monster stands with folded arms.
I wasn't invited neither.
As I approach, he points outside and slips ahead into the next room. The courtyard is lit dimly by the caravan's lamps. Dozens of figures come and go from their vehicles to the rooms in the gatehouse. The only people who could be in the main building are Dracula, the brides, and just one or two of the visitors. That wouldn't be much of a party. What are they really doing tonight?
Don't let anyone notice you.
The monster reappears in the doorway for a moment. Hey!
Shush.
We continue on. The front door is closed. The great hall is open. The chandelier casts a beam of light through the double doors. The shadow lingers at its center.
Hurry.
Over the opposite side of the foyer, I finally hear voices.
Let him out of your sight. Doors are secure. Unless he leaps, he will be in the castle. Your own fault for stupid plan of separating them. Now. I don't trust either of you to have the self-control to find him, Pops. You'll take care of it. Humph.
Heavy footsteps thud toward the foyer. Slipping and sliding on the marble, I scramble to the bottom of the stairs and around the great hall.
I pretend to be a suit of armor.
The monster steps aside and gently presses the door shut behind us. He turns the pen between his fingers in a hypnotic pattern.
I look to my left.
Sauntering to one of the banquet tables, he lets his arms fall at his sides.
Oops.
He drops the pen underneath. With a gentle clickety-clack, it rolls out of sight, a last gasping sklock, indicating it's hit the table leg. Why?
Now you have to bend over and get it. Shush.
The monster adjusts the bench so I can duck through. Increasingly grumpy, increasingly wary, I clamber past. When I'm there, pen in hand, the monster shoves the bench back in place, trapping me inside. I can get out, but there'll be a good bit of effort and noise involved. And since I can hear the doors reopening, and now's not the time. The monster strolls along the aisle to meet the new arrivals. As he goes, the darkness strips from his ankles, revealing pale human skin. The body underneath the charcoal carapace is smaller, despite the tall stiletto heels on their feet. There's a whoosh, and a sweep of red silk falls into place around the legs and trails behind them in great crimson train. Hi!
Where have you been?
Around.
Didn't happen to see our missing guest anywhere.
Who's missing?
Who does it look like?
Shh. Ah. Oh, no, that's the sixth sister. She was...
I'm afraid your brother has made a liar of me, poor child. It seems he won't be here to say goodbye.
Dracula scoops the girl from the floor. Holding her in his arms, he presses a reassuring kiss to her scalp.
Moi.
Then, in spite of her whimpers of protest, he thuds her onto the table above me. My heart startles into overdrive. The three brides drift closer. Says, with that distinctive red hem, sidles near where I'm hidden and kicks some skirt over my outer arm and leg. Theodora and Alina lean on the other side of Dracula. He presides over the half-conscious girl in a book of scripture. The brides lightly restrain her hands and feet while he, alongside her upper body, draws a small knife from his pocket.
You can sure see a lot from under the table.
In order not to panic, I clamp my hands over my mouth. The cap of the pen strikes my glasses.
What was that?
Heel got stuck.
It's because of those ridiculous shoes. I don't know, what was that? Hush.
It's not clear whether he's addressing the brides or the girl. The last of her strength ripples out of her in wet sobs that shake the whole table. I get jostled by the leg, but I refrain from reacting. Extending his arm, Dracula sinks his blade into the shallows of her skin. Her sobs turn to shrieks. His hand moves steadily, scarifying a design in her chest.
How is he seeing any of this? Lord, let her regret her hubris and reward mine. Let her be the fuel we burn to further our ambition. We place another body on the mountain of corpses. We climb a step closer to your glorious flame. Lord Dadaro, she is yours, for we are yours.
I've never heard of that god before.
Order it.
There's a moment of stillness as he raises the blade. The girl gasps in horrified anticipation. The knife cuts through the pulse, through her throat. The frenzy begins. Dracula pulls her into his arms, her legs flopping over the edge of the table in front of me, and opens his jaws wide to latch them around her neck. He sucks at the wound like a starved man in the desert. Suddenly, the brides snap into position, taking whatever patches of bare skin they can find, or clearing fabric away in order to have their share. Even Says, lucid and scheming just a few minutes ago, gnaws at the girl with absent, shark-like eyes. I take a stiletto to the elbow. If I had an ally here before, I don't now. None of these creatures can be trusted not to kill me. I've got to get out of here. Flipping onto my front when everyone's clear of the table, I start to crawl along underneath. The quartet are lost in what they're doing. Clicks and cracks come from the girl's limbs as they contort her for the best access to her veins. I don't worry too much about bumping the furniture. If they didn't notice an arm breaking, they won't notice the bench move. While I hustle along like a cockroach caught in the kitchen, images carousel through my mind of Theodora, a model housewife, ripping apart the tendons of the girl's wrist with her teeth. Of Elena, normally stoic, now snarling as she's beaten to a prime artery. Of Says, flexing the girl's knee until it snaps. Dracula, though, maintains his calm and his position at the throat, drinking deep and uninterrupted, naturally entitled to the greatest share. At the end of the banquet table near the exit, there's nothing between me and the door but the threat of being seen. I glance back. The brides are still in a fugue state. Dracula is harder to read. Nudging the bench aside, I stumble onto 2 feet and into the open. Not far. It's not far. I can cross the gap. They'll never notice. They won't know I've been here.
And where might you be going?
No. He stands in the middle of the cluster, a girl's body slumped in his arms. The brides flank him, clutching a shoulder or a thigh each. Theodora isn't distracted. Says adjusts the shoulder to hide behind it. Elena spits as she makes eye contact. Fear locks me in place. Even though he spoke before, Dracula isn't fully composed yet. Like a dog caught with a chicken from the coop, he blinks slowly, his pupils struggling to focus. His goatee is dyed solid red with her blood. There's a moment of wordless trembling before he's able to speak again.
I don't know why you're here or how you snuck in, but this doesn't have to concern you. Return to your room and forget what you've seen.
Wow, I'm getting off easy.
Yeah. Let it be nothing but a nightmare.
Why? Why do this?
Because the house has needs, and the master must provide.
Releasing his grip on the girl's torso, he drops her into the bride's arms, where they're able to bite and gnaw even more ferociously. He might be sated, but they remain hungry, unable to stop until the well runs dry. Dracula realizes he won't have my attention while the body and the brides are in view. Rather than step around them, he dissipates into pitch-black smoke and surges through the group, coalescing in front of me. For a moment after he reforms, his eyes have that awful, hollow look again, and his features are contorted. He extends a hand to me.
Not to worry. Your fate will be different.
Well,
we hope you've enjoyed this taste of Drăculești. Thank you for playing.
Huh.
Nice.
So that's the demo.
That was a good place for the demo to end, I think.
Yeah, I was told that one of the romanceable options was Jonathan, but
Jonathan's in London.
Yeah, well, I guess he shows up, but I was told that this demo was supposed to, like, introduce him. Maybe just introduce the idea of him.
Yeah.
Doesn't actually introduce him as a character. Huh. Yeah, that's a great place for the demo to end. I am intrigued.
Intrigued.
Yeah. And says is a romanceable option because apparently she's a bride who wants to rebel against Shrek. I do like that she has a very sexy monster form. Her monster form is very, very hot. Before I was like absolutely not interested in her.
Very Cheshire Cat, yes.
Yeah, I like that she's a 7 foot tall bird soot monster that is very hot.
Only you, my dear.
Yeah, the ghost was very sexy with all of his, suggestive pool playing. Dracula is super, super creepy. I like that. Renfield apparently has a huge old crush on Jonathan, so I like, unrequited pining. I'm always here for that, even though Jonathan's just some boring old human. But, maybe there'll be some sort of dark, twisted level there.
Yeah, you never really read stories about requited things.
Right. Yeah, I'm here for it. This game can't come out soon enough. I wonder what's taking so long.
I don't know. Well, the demo just came out, right?
No, it's been out for like 6 months now.
Is it? Well, let me check the Steam page here and see if there's a release date. News, discussions, guide, support. Oh, people are like, the Dracula dating sim I've always wanted.
Yeah, but I mean, as of last month when we were looking at it, there was no.
Yeah, this comment's from like
Yeah,
June of 2014.
June was when I was sent the demo to play. It just took us this long to get around to it because we were playing that other game. But yeah, that's all it says. There was a live stream back in November, but that's all we know. Yeah. We did find out. We didn't find out, but they had a presence in Australia, so it might be an Australian game. Remember, we were trying to figure out where this game was from.
Yeah, I remember looking that up last time.
Yeah, we couldn't figure it out. If anyone knows, tell us. I really enjoyed that. We received some suggestions for what to play next. We haven't gotten any pledge requests, so it is still up to us. Someone suggested the vampire game Cabernet. Have you heard of that?
Cabernet?
Yeah, it is a 19th century Eastern European setting point-and-click adventure game. Someone else suggested Vampire Therapist. It's supposed to be funny. It's kind of influenced by What We Do in the Shadows.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, and I've heard some fun things about that. So those are definitely good suggestions. If you would like to be the person who decides what we play next, you have between now and like April 20th, I guess, to make a pledge request. I'll give you like 20 days because we usually play this towards the end of the month.
But we still also have that other Coteries game to finish.
Yeah, but those usually take us a while, so I'd rather play maybe something shorter just in case someone does want to come along and give us a pledge request in the meantime. Yeah. I want more of this game. This was fun. It got really intense. I was like, oh, it's just a little dating sim. It's like, very PG, but no.
Well, we can always go back and finish Lady's Choice.
That the Regency romance dating sim? That was great, but it doesn't have vampires.
We don't know that. We haven't gotten that far.
I mean, we can finish that on your channel, not on this channel.
All right, fine.
Yeah, go over to Paul's channel, Paul Dugan.
Yeah, I think we did like 3 episodes before we got too busy and forgot about it. I think it was that was before Bridgerton.
Yeah, it was before Bridgerton. We were playing a Regency romance dating game, Lady's Choice. I don't know why we stopped.
That was like when we were in that transition house, like when we first moved here.
Yeah, we were house hunting and stuff. Guess
Yeah.
life just got in the way.
Busy.
It was fun. I like playing with you. Were we live streaming that, or were we just?
No, we were just doing that. We were just recording. Like, I remember there was
this?
like a big, like, sectional couch on the wall. That's where I put
Mhm.
my computer area because I could.
Yeah, we were just cuddled up on the couch playing dating sims.
Relationship goals. Don't be hating.
Our life's pretty good.
Yeah.
Once again, thank you for joining us to play vampire games on my vampire game playing channel. Leave us your suggestions in the comments. And for the engagement bait, for the engagement gods, tell us which of the 4 characters you personally would choose to romance on your first playthrough of this game. And we'll see who gets the most votes. If it's Dracula, I won't be surprised. But if it's not Dracula, I'd be really curious to see who would get the most votes. That very sexy ghost says with her super sexy monster form, or Jonathan, the unrequited pining love of yore, who's also apparently his boss, which that is not canon at all, though it is based on the movie. So yeah, engagement, comments, share this demo with your friends. My last video only got 400 views, which makes me think the algorithm is kind of hating on me right now because that's unusual for my channel. So yes.
I'm sorry. I'm just there. Bloodlines 2 news kind of crossed my feed here.
Bloodlines 2 news.
Ro, the release window just.
Bloodlines 2 release window just what?
Bloodlines 2 will not be ready for release in the first half of 2025. Paradox and Chinese Room are committed to developing the game, delivering the game. Blah, 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 blah. Bloodlines 2 will launch in October 2025.
Yay!
When the game meets the technical quality standards that you, our fans, rightfully expect and deserve.
Hey, better late than never. Better good than early. It probably still won't be completely done by then either. So, you know.
No. I think most developers have given up releasing finished games. It's like, yeah, we'll just push out
October, it's spooky month. They're going to push for that. They're going to want it out before Christmas. October.
There's like a 40% chance that'll stick.
Hey, I'll take it. Bloodlines 2, October.
I'm still mad that there's no gangrels.
Well, you'll live.
No.
No, you won't live without the gangrels?
Not the gangrels.
I'm sorry.
Oh, well. I'll go back and play the original Bloodlines, get my gangrel fix.
Did you delete Bloodlines from this computer? Because when I was categorizing your Steam and making a new vampire category, I didn't see Bloodlines on here.
I don't think so. I mean, usually if I uninstall it, it'll still be there. It'll just be like grayed out.
Is it not on Steam? Or do you have it on a different platform?
I don't know. No, I think I got it off of Good Old Games. I got it off of GOG, so it's probably it's around somewhere. It's on the hard drive somewhere.
Every time you mention Bloodlines on the internet, someone reinstalls that game.
Oh, is that like every time a bell rings, an angel gets his wings?
Every time a child laughs.
A child laughed. So pretty slow on the vampire news.
Slow on the vampire news. It is March, but you know what?
Hey, April is vampire month, so hey.
It is?
Yeah, I'm sure prop somewhere.
We have made April Vampire Month. You know what? That's to make up for April being like the least spooky month of the year.
Yeah, I mean that's like when Easter is, so it has to do with Christianity and living things.
It has to do with like people coming back from the dead, right? Like zombie Jesus, right?
Yeah, no, but zombies are kind of cool.
No, but that's what I'm saying. That's why it's Vampire Month.
Oh, got it. Okay,
yeah.
Cool. No,
yeah.
that thematically makes sense.
We have officially declared April Vampire Month.
Yep. Welcome to hey, tomorrow's and it starts on April Fool's. That's vampire-y.
It is?
Sure.
Okay. This is not an April Fool's joke. I'm very serious. I'm autistic. We don't make jokes. So, I mean, pranks.
Correct. We don't make good jokes.
We don't, pranks. Everything is literal. On that note.
Well, happy Vampire Month Eve, everyone. And we'll say on April 1st when that's officially now Vampire Month.
Blah.
Vampire Appreciation Month or Visibility Month?
Vampire Visibility Month.
Yeah, vampirism's a spectrum.
Vampire Day of Visibility. Or Vampire Night of Visibility, because if they're visible during the day, that's bad for them.
We get 8 crazy nights here for Vampire Month.
Is it like Hanukkah now?
You light a candle for every day of Vampire Month.
It's going to be like Festivus. We have to like come up with our own rituals.
Yeah, we'll decorate a pool cue and for Drăculești.
Yeah,
Plunge it into things.
Put our balls into your pockets and.
Please God. Leave it to the Australians. Bunch of pent up folks over there. Good night, everybody.
Blah.